They say that your bank account defines your worth, and they say if you are born poor, you are destined to stay poor. But what if I told you that the greatest empires were built with gold, but with hunger and sweat? Today I am going to tell you a story that will change the way you look at your struggles. This is not just a story about money, it is a story about a man who had nothing but a dream, and a world that tried everything to break him. Pay attention, because the difference between the person you are and the person you want to become is hidden in these next 10 minutes. Imagine waking up every morning not to the sound of an alarm but to the sound of your own stomach growling. Imagine looking at the rain not as a blessing but as a threat, because your roof has more holes than a sieve. This was the life of Adam, who lived in the shadows of the skyscrapers. Adam didn't choose this life. He was born into a family that had nothing but their name. By the age of 10, Adam was selling newspapers. He watched the rich men in their expensive suits and wondered, is their blood different, or is their brain larger? His father told him, Adam, some people are born to sit in the car and others are born to open the door. We are the door openers. But deep inside Adam's soul screamed, no. Years pass, and the situation got worse. Adam moved to the city thinking it was the land of opportunity. Instead, it was a concrete jungle. He lived in a basement that smelled of damp earth. His only luxury was a broken laptop from a trash bin. He worked as a janitor in a luxury gym, cleaning the sweat of people who didn't even look him in the eye. He would go home at midnight, his back aching, and he would open that broken laptop under a flickering light. He was learning to code by the light of a stolen Wi-Fi signal. He had no teacher and no mentor, just him, his hunger, and a screen that flickered like his hopes. One winter, a massive storm hit. Adam's basement flooded and his books were ruined. He lost his job because he couldn't make it through the snow. He had $5 left. The hunger was so sharp it felt like a knife. He stood near a bakery just to smell the bread. He saw a man throw half a cake in the trash. Adam looked at the sky and refused to take it. He decided to starve as a man with dignity. He dried his laptop and wrote the first line of code for the bridge. For 6 months, Adam became a ghost. He sold his only jacket to pay for a cheap server. He became so thin that his bones showed. People called him the madman of the basement. He finished his app to connect freelance laborers directly with homeowners. He launched it. On the first day, 0 downloads. On the 30th day, only 1 download, and it was his own. He stood on a bridge thinking about giving up, but then he remembered, I am the one who builds the house. On the 45th day, a miracle happened. A famous blogger's car broke down and he used Adam's app. The blogger was so impressed, he wrote, this app is built by someone who understands the struggle. By the next morning, the servers crashed. 50,000 people signed up, then 1 million. Investors from Silicon Valley were emailing him. The madman was now a genius. 10 years later, Adam is the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company. He owns the gym where he once cleaned, but in his office, under a glass case, is that broken laptop and a pair of old shoes with holes. He tells everyone, don't work for money. Work because you have a fire in your soul. Money can buy you a bed, but it can't buy you a dream. Adam is no longer the boy in the basement. He realizes that true wealth is the fact that he never let the world tell him who he was allowed to be.